With the excitement of the PlayStation Showcase happening this Wednesday, May 24th, gamers are becoming excited about the extremely high probability that we're going to see more official details on Marvel Spider-Man 2. And rightfully so. Now, I recently did a video on the initial announcement of the PlayStation Showcase, as well as dug a little bit deeper into the responses of some industry insiders as well as general public. Feel free to check that out after watching this video. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. But in this video, I'm here to tell you that we've got word directly from PlayStation that proves even further that we have every reason to believe that we should expect some new reveal or perhaps even gameplay for Marvel Spider-Man 2 at the upcoming showcase, and giving me even more reason to want to live stream react to the showcase. Now, I'll be doing that on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/jfridging. Feel free to come by and watch with me if you want to check it out. Now, if you're wondering who at PlayStation could have possibly had anything to say to make me have such confidence in my claims, it was specifically a quote from President and CEO of PlayStation, Jim Ryan. In the wake of the PlayStation Showcase announcement, articles started circulating over an interview that Ryan had with Famitsu, where they covered the topics of the Japanese market, Spider-Man 2 on PS5 specifically, PlayStation VR 2, and PC ports for PlayStation exclusives. When it came to the subject of Spider-Man 2's PlayStation 5 development, Ryan was asked, PlayStation Studios plans to release Marvel Spider-Man 2 in 2023. Please tell us your thoughts on this work. To which Ryan said, I'm sure Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be a very exciting launch, because Marvel Spider-Man released on PS4 is the touchstone. The title was a huge success on PS4 and enjoyed by millions of users. The sequel, Marvel Spider-Man 2, is being developed exclusively for PS5, so the developers have made no compromises. We asked them to focus on maximizing the functions of the PS5 and creating the best works. As a result, we received feedback from game fans that it looks like they'll be able to enjoy really beautiful visuals and a wonderful experience. Now, if you're not fully understanding why it's so exciting to hear Jim Ryan say this, it's because it affirms what some of mine and others' hopes have been for a little while now. And it's that Insomniac Games is doing what no other Sony exclusive studio has since the PlayStation 5's release. Now, if we're being honest, the PlayStation 5 hasn't had that many games. It's been 3 years and there's been very little reason to own a PlayStation 5, other than a few quality of life improvements as well as a slight bump up in performance. But because games have been continued to be developed cross-gen, what reason do a lot of people have to even bother upgrading? Now, I've argued this point with people many different times, but if we look at games like Horizon Forbidden West by Guerrilla Games or God of War Ragnarok from Sony Santa Monica, any of our more recent titles, no matter what way you slice it, had to be held back as far as capability on the PlayStation 5 because the studio's attention had to be divided in order to develop the games on both platforms. One of the common criticisms I had seen about God of War Ragnarok last year was that it felt like a PlayStation 4 game that was then ported over to next gen, and I could understand that sentiment after having played it. Side note, we need to stop referring to the current console generation as next gen, because at this point it's 2023, the PS5 and Series X have been out for a while now. It's surely current gen at this point. But one Sony exclusive studio has stood out from the beginning of the PS5 life cycle, and that has been Insomniac Games. Now, when they initially announced Spider-Man Miles Morales, it was for the PS5 only, and I am a firm believer that they only decided to port it over to PS4 as a response to the hardware shortages and everything that we were going through when it came to COVID. Ultimately, they gave the option for anyone who purchased the game for PS4 to also be able to get a free upgrade to the PS5 version if they got the next generation console at a later date. And I think that that was just them trying to stay in the good graces of us as their consumers for everything that we were going through with how hard it was to get a PS5 at the time. W to Insomniac for being willing to go above and beyond like that for us. However, Insomniac Games is one of the only studios to already have a true PS5 exclusive under their belt with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Now here they are again, taking steps that other PlayStation studios haven't thus far with Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, this entire hype that's being built around Marvel Spider-Man 2 has got me pretty hopeful that it's going to be the next cornerstone for the PlayStation platform, that it's going to set a new bar and precedent for these exclusives, like really put a reason behind why it's worth it to own a PlayStation for these games. What do you guys think about this news, and what do you think Marvel Spider-Man 2 has in store for us? Please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to throw out a theory that I have for you. Now, there's rumor and speculation that they could announce a PS5 Pro at this showcase, and That's not an entire impossibility considering it's been 3 years since the console launched. I wonder how likely of a possibility it is that they do a PS5 Pro bundle, similarly to what they did with the release of the first Marvel Spider-Man game with the red PS4 Pros. I think that would be pretty cool, and I think that it would be even harder to get your hands on one of those than it was to get a PS5 back in 2020. We'll just have to wait and see what the showcase has in store for us, but in the meantime, you can check out my other video on the initial response to the showcase announcement right here. And remember to subscribe to the channel for more gaming content and turn on notifications, because I will be having more videos come out after the showcase happen. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.